What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today I want to talk to you about something that affects all of us collectors as we get older. I'm talking about sag. Alright, so I'm not really talking about sag as in all the things that happen to our bodies as we get older. I'm talking about sag when it comes to books, and especially these big, heavy omnibuses. This one comes to mind, the first print of the Mighty Thor Volume 1. I guess it's not Volume 1, it's just Mighty Thor by Walter Simonson. This first print is a behemoth, and these older books, after a while, they start to sag. The eye hole, you can see, kind of pulls away up at the top, and the whole text block kind of tilts out and away from the spine, and eventually the pages on the inside or the outside of the spine start sagging and touching the shelves after a while, because after a while this text block is so heavy it just kind of pulls away from the spine. So the bottom eye hole, like, it's all kind of buried in there pretty fine. The top just kind of pulls away, and you eventually just have just open eye hole there the whole time. So after I don't know how long it's been for me collecting these Omnis, it's probably been 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. I have found a bunch of tips and tricks, and the two best that I could find that are the easiest, the cheapest, the best way. Actually, I'll give you 3 ways to do it. The 3 best ways I found that make it super easy. Number 1, the cheapest, no money, just a little bit of time. Take the dust jacket off your book, flip it upside down, and then put your book on the shelf upside down, but with the dust jacket on right side up, so everything looks correct, but it kind of evens it out a little bit after so many years. So that just takes a little bit of time. If you notice a book starting to sag one way or something like that, you can just take the dust jacket off, flip it, put the dust jacket back on, reshelf it for a while, see if that helps kind of even things out a little bit. The next thing costs a little bit of money, but it's like 10, 20, 30 bucks, depending on how many books you have. It's way easier if you do it sooner, because after you have a huge library, it can take a lot of time and a lot of money to cut all these things. And what I'm talking about is picking up some acid-free foam core from your local hobby shop, your local craft store, Michael's, Joanne Fabric, whatever. Getting some of that acid-free. It's important that it's acid-free so it doesn't eat away at those pages after a while. Get acid-free foam core, and you can see that I've cut out a notch to fit this specific text block, and you can just slide it in under this text block between the 2 hardcovers, and that'll help support it after a while. A lot of guys do it right when they first get the books just to keep it from ever sagging. The other thing you can do, and a lot of distributors do this, is they have their Omnis or hardcovers wrapped in plastic, and inside they have a little, let me grab it, one of those little acid-free pieces of cardboard in here. And these things, you can cut 2, 3 of them pieces, and they actually are just about the same size as the entire text block this way. So you can cut this, or some guys fold it, but then it can kind of get mishmashy and kind of wonky and cattywampus on how it sits. So I'd recommend cutting them, but you can cut these into like 3 strips and stack them. So 2, 3 strips should be fine depending on the book and its build. They're all a little bit different because these are a lot thinner than this acid-free foam core right here. Obviously, foam core is a lot thicker, and sometimes this might be a little bit too thick. This is verging on too thick for my Thor book, but some of them, depending on how the book's built, it could be totally fine. But 2 or 3 of these stacked on top of each other, slid under there, can really help support your book. So this works with any book. It doesn't have to be a comic or anything like that, but if you want to support a book's text block, if it's pulling way out, I know that absolutes, they're super tall, and that spine can really pull out after a while. So it's a great way to do it, and especially these ones can fit inside of like a slipcase, if it's a slipcase edition. Again, acid-free is the most important thing, because you do not want your book pages yellowing or getting eaten away after years and years and years, because these are collectibles, these are collector items, and they're meant to be around for a long time, so you want to take care of those pages. But those are my very quick tips on how to keep your text blocks on your hardcover books from sagging. So again, flip the book, turn the dust jacket upside down, flip the whole thing around so the dust jacket looks straight up, but the book's actually upside down to pull it the other way. Quick fix, easy, cheap, but it's still pulling on that spine and doesn't actually have any support for it, but it can get you by for a while. Take those free acid-free cardboard pieces that are stuck in with your bags and boards if you buy single issues, or if you have some laying around. I know those are getting scarce these days, so you can stack 2 or 3 of those cut up, or you can buy some acid-free foam core for pretty cheap and get a bunch of books worth out of that too, out of one of those big sheets. So that's it, that's my tip. Hope that helped. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things, but most importantly, comment. Have you found a great way to keep your books lasting a long time and keep them away from spine sag or anything like that? Any other tips for me? Let me know in the comments. That's it. Take care. Stay safe.